Welcome to the next chapter of Higurashi When They Cry. I was debating what visual novel to do next, as I've just done a couple of short ones, but some people have been asking about the next Higurashi, and I do eventually want to work through all of them. So, let's do this one right now. Stato! Ooh, nice. Alright. Ooh, interesting. Watanagashi, the most possibilities. How was your taste of life in Hinamizawa? Long. A curse or a conspiracy? I believe you have fully enjoyed everything and everyone seeming suspicious. Here at last. It is no surprise attack, but a real, direct incident. Please enjoy it. The difficulty is lower than Onikakushi, but is extremely vicious. Alright, I'll take your word for it. I don't understand what the difficulty means because there was no difficulty, you just pressed the button. There were no choices. I will not quench your thirst, for you seek the truth and could not accept it. I will not quench your thirst, for the truth you desire does not exist. But I still want to quench your thirst, for I am the one who cast you into the desert. This is a work of fiction. Lies, I thought it was true. Alright, AD 1983. Oh. I don't even exist yet. Okay, the chirping of birds served as my alarm clock. Huh? Wasn't today Sunday? Wasn't it basically my style to stay up late on Saturday and sleep through the morning on Sunday? I wish. Why was I waking up at this disgustingly wholesome hour? What's wholesome about waking up early? Back to sleep, back to sleep. Keiichi, are you awake? You have a phone call. Oh no, not again. At that moment, the sound of my mother calling me from downstairs finally registered. Phone call? I sprang up out of bed abruptly and stampeded noisily down the stairs. As you do. He's awake. I'll put him on right now, my mother informed the person on the other end of the line. Yellow? It's me. Who might this be? Ahahaha. Morning, Keiichi-kun. You're such a sleepyhead. Such a sleepyhead. Oh, Rena, what's up calling so early in the morning? I don't think it's so early. It's the middle of the day, you know. It was 11 o'clock. I guess you could loosely consider that the middle of the day. Well, yes. So what's up? Hold on a second. I'll put Mi-chan on now. Ohayo, Kei-chan. I like that they didn't translate that. If I were to say it in English, that'd be good morning. Naruhodo, I see. While we're at it, why don't you try saying it in Chinese, German, and Russian as well? Ni hao, Kei-chan. Guten Morgen, Kei-chan. I'm going to pronounce all of these terribly. Russian, das vidanya. I'm so sorry. How the hell should I know? Same. Well, whatever. This stupid conversation has woken me up. Ahahaha. That's good to hear. So, Kei-chan, you free right now. If you're good, then we've got everybody. Everybody? Did she mean all the club members? That's right. You might be thinking, every day always ends in heated competition, but at least I can spend my day off peacefully. You're too naive, Kei-chan. Yeah. The aim of our club is to find the best solution for every situation. In other words, we don't care if it's the weekend. I do. Oh, it looks like Kei-chan has come to understand our club. So how about it? Can you come? I had absolutely nothing planned that day. If I were to refuse Club President Mion's invitation, what other fun ways to pass the time would I have? It's not like I planned on doing anything, and if I said no, you'd probably just declare me the loser by default and force a penalty game on me anyways. If you understand that much, then you can't refuse, right? If you're okay with it, then meet at the usual place at 1 o'clock. We're going into town, so bring your bike, okay? Cool, we're going into town. Club activities in town. Well, we could do them anywhere. Besides, since it was a new venue, there was no way this wasn't going to be intense. I'm holding a pretty big grudge from that narrow loss a couple of days ago. I'll say it right now, I'm not going to lose. A couple of days ago was Friday's club activities. That uncompromising poker match. It was a fight to the death. Nobody held back. Nobody could tell who was in the lead or who was last until all the points were tallied. In the end, I won by only 1 chip. Mion came in second. Damn it. To think if I hadn't squandered that 1 chip. Mion lamented thus. Mion lamented thus. Perhaps more so that than the fact she lost the match. That sentence could have been written so many other ways, and they chose that. Mion doesn't lose. That's why Mion only whined when she let the champion's throne slip through her fingers. That's why she was more frustrated than anybody over a close loss. So, did she mean for today to be a grudge match? Yeah, let's go. Bring it on. Just like the last time, I'll shut you down and make you play that penalty game. Make sure you play in a way that you won't regret it when you lose. Hehehehe. Wouldn't have it any other way. It'll make it all the more better when I crush you. After that, we exchanged jeers for a bit before hanging up the phone, as you do. As I headed back upstairs hastily to get the key to my bike, I bumped into my mother as she was carrying a futon down. Oh, Keiichi, you seem like you're in a good mood. Heading out? Something like that. I'm going into town to play with everybody. Take care. Watch out for traffic. Be back before dinner. Yeah, I'll be back by then. After unlocking the chain from my bike in the garage, I revelled a bit in the resistance the slightly stiff pedal gave as I pushed on it. I'm sorry, but it's just the stupidest sentence. What? Why? Alright, let's go. I set off on my bike, cutting through the refreshing morning air. Keiichi-kun! You're late. Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Where are Satoko and Nika-chan? Rather than meeting up with them here, it's a lot quicker to just meet up in town. Oh, I see. If I remember correctly, Satoko and Nika-chan's houses were on the other side past the school. Oh yeah, what's up with doing club activities in town? It can't be that everybody's going to put on masks and rob banks all day, is it? I mean, not gonna lie, I'd read that. I wouldn't mind doing that. Even then, I wouldn't lose to you. You see, Mi-chan always tells me the routes and schedules of the armoured bank cars. I'm sorry, what? I wonder why. What? Nani? An understandable nani? I spun around with a serious look on my face and looked at Mion. Well, it certainly seemed possible that Mion was capable of doing that. I mean, I'd pay to see it. Seriously, Mion? Rena! What are you saying? Ah-ha-ha-ha-ha. Sorry, Mi-chan, sorry. Ah-ha-ha-ha-ha. The two of them joked around. That bright laughter was the best match for a beautiful day like today. Hey, you two. Satoko and Nika-chan are waiting for us, aren't they? Let's stop fooling around and get going. Around and around, fooling about like two fluttering butterflies. What? I earnestly wished I could just keep watching them like this. But the 5 of us together would be absolutely more fun. That's right. Well then, let's go. The goal is to plunder 1 billion. Once we split the loot, everybody scram. Yeah! Just imagining him putting sunglasses on as he does that. The 3 of us on our bikes headed over the gently sloping hill towards town. Accelerating hard, we crested the hill. I'm not gonna lie, I've never in actual life heard anybody use the word crested in this manner. Like, I understand it, but I've literally never heard anybody say it. Is it common? Is it just not said where I'm from? The view expanded as Okinomiya, that's it, Okinomiya Station came into sight. I occasionally came to the station here. Considering the amount of effort it takes to get here though, it was quite a hassle. That's why I didn't know much about the area around the station or Okinomiya itself for that matter. The street we were headed down today was of course unfamiliar to me as well. Going through the railway crossing, we headed past the south end of the station. This is the first time I've been this way. Around here, there's lots of things like arcades and toy stores. Sweet! Mi-chan knows a lot about it. So there's an arcade. I used to go to one pretty often. My gamer's blood roils within me. Same. Always going to an arcade. Kei-chan, you're quite the delinquent. What? Next time we're here, I'll show you where it is. Why can't you show me today? It's a good one. There's quite a few machines. It seemed like the town of Okinomiya. Why am I having trouble pronouncing that today? Okinomiya was Mion's stomping grounds. If I asked her, she could tell me a lot of things about it. Eventually, we came across a store with quite a few bikes parked in front of it. Lies, I don't see any bikes whatsoever. Was this the arcade? No, it was a smaller shop. Looking at the window display, it seemed like your everyday toy shop. But for almost 10 kids to be filing in and out of the store, they were doing almost too well for themselves. Oh no, not 10! A whole 10 children? Could it be that store is having some sort of event today? Exactly. Top prize is 50,000 yen. Nice. 50,000? What the heck is that? That's the GMP of the People's Republic of Keiichi 5 times over. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Same. 2 cute figures messing about the front of the store noticed us and waved their hands. Hello, everybody. We've been waiting for you. Good morning. Hey, morning, Nika-chan. Satoko, we'll settle this before the cops get here. The goal is to plunder 1 billion. Huh? Keiichi-san, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's okay, neither do I. Are we late? Did we keep you two waiting? We finished early today, so we've been waiting a while. I'm sorry about that. Kei-chan here was taking his sweet time. Well, if it was Keiichi's fault, it couldn't be helped. Saying that, Rika-chan stretched up and began patting Mion's head. Hey, wait a minute. Are you solving everything by making me the bad guy? Yes, of course. Who else but Keiichi-san could fill this important role? Oh ho 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 ho. I don't like being cast like that. If you think that this'll solve everything, you're sorely mistaken. I was feeling slightly irritated, so I began to repeatedly smack Satoko on the head. Abuse! Smack, 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 smack. Child abuse! Smack, smack, smack. KK is bullying me. Wah! It's such a shame that Keiichi's bullying you. Yes, that is exactly what you would say. Such a shame. Satoko's crying. She's crying. I'm taking her home. Your big sis here will take care of the bad guy, okay? Oh, wham! Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Lena ecstatically wiped the tears, which were probably fake, from Satoko's face, while Rika-chan gently patted mine as I lay sprawled on the ground. Yes, this is fine. Literally, this is fine. Yep. This is the way things are supposed to be solved. Although, I think we should find a new punchline before you start losing teeth. Well then, upsy daisy. What? In any case, the greeting for today went well. Inside the toy shop, there were about 10 boys around the same age as me. Apparently, they all knew Mion, and finding out that she had arrived, they greeted her with jeers, a few at a time. Sure. Mi-chan is a regular at this toy shop, so she has a lot of friends. A regular at a toy shop. What's up with that? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with going to the toy store. What the? Hey Keiichi-san, take a look back here. Following Satoko's prompting, I took a look. There were chairs lined up at tables, almost like some sort of birthday party. Nice. I realized it immediately. It couldn't be. This is the venue for today's club activities? Dude, I want to have club activities in a toy store. Surprised, Kei-chan? I'm good friends with the owner here. He sometimes lets me hold game tournaments to expand his customer base. Expand his customer base, I see. Meaning all the boys livening up the place were participants? That's right. Normally it's just us 5, but today we're going to play with lots and lots of people. Then I was innocently happy about being able to play with so many people, but my expression grew noticeably stern. Noticeably. Keiichi-san, I know exactly what you're thinking. Oh? Well then, why don't you try saying it? Together, okay? 1, 2. These are all enemies. Satoko's voice and mine blended together in harmony. We looked over at the participants. After all, the top prize was 50,000 yen. My eyes lit up like a flame. Hey Kei-chan, it looks like today will be fun. Well, no matter how many more rivals I have, the goal is still the same. Rivals? Sigh. Kei-chan, do you think a whale keeps track of all the krill it eats? What? She said that in an unpleasant voice, laughing with the aggressive glint in her eyes, reserved solely for club activities. Damn it, Mion. She's as serious as she can get today. I'm not the only one who's serious. Take a look at Rika-chan. Mion pointed, looking at where her finger directed me. What the heck is that? Rika-chan was using those kinds of traits to soften up the group with an almost excessive pleasantness. Indeed. I am also going to do my best. Go for it! Yay! Fight-all! Go for it! Yay! Completely emasculated. The group joined Rika-chan in a cheer. The inside of the store had been consumed by the world of Rika-chan. Damn, she's already chomping at the bit. It seems like today's going to be fun. I'm going to do my best. It seemed that Lena was also unusually fired up by the large crowd. Hopping about and running around, she had entered entirely into cute mode. Yo, look at all that candy though. In Lena's case, the real fun starts when her tension gauge fills up. Her happy-go-lucky attitude belied the fact that this was the state in which she was the most threatening. Mion was making small talk with some of the regular customers she was acquainted with. It was like business as usual with her. Of course, if anybody thought that Mion looked ordinary, they were not qualified to be in our club. The shadow beneath her feet was exuding killer instinct, rising up like a chill wind. Damn it, Mion. Throwing away her honor and humanity like that. She's serious. Keiichi-san, didn't you know? The 50,000 yen prize is from Mion-san's own pockets. Nani? She was putting out the 50,000 yen? All by herself? At that moment, a dark miasma that warped Mion's surroundings began to appear. What is it, Kei-chan? Is there something on my face? Hehehehe. Eep! It literally says eep. A shiver crept up my spine. That Mion, cornering herself like that, she was pulling out the demon lurking within her. Ha ha ha. Fine with me. Damn it, my knees are shaking like crazy. Before I realized it, the store had filled up with even more people. However, the looks in their eyes weren't confrontational. They were the looks of expectation and curiosity. They were the eyes of onlookers who were wondering what kind of match was going to occur and who was going to win. Heh, you couldn't ask for a better stage than this. This is getting interesting. Keiichi-kun, let's do our best, okay? Do our best. How? Lena was already fully charged. Mortal laws and common sense held no power before the might of Lena in her cute mode. I definitely didn't want to fight her, if possible. Rika-chan, do your best. We're all cheering you on. Okay, I'll do my best. Rika-chan, who was exuding way too much charm, no matter how you looked at it, had already won over most of the onlookers to her side. Nonchalantly avoiding things had always been Rika-chan's creed, but for her to be blatantly laying out her machinations like this, something was definitely strange. Like Lena, she was somebody who I didn't want to fight if I could help it. Of course, the one you don't want to fight the most is Mion-san. I've been lucky to even leave alive more than a few times at the end of club activities, but I don't think there was a day that even came close to being this dangerous. Mion-san seems to have developed quite the grudge after losing that poker match a few days back, you know? It seems that way. In other words, today is just an elaborate stage for her revenge. Yeah, was that a Gundam in the background? Almost as though she was psychic, Mion turned towards us. Her eyes silently conveyed the message. You guys just figured that out now. It wasn't just Mion. Both Lena and Rika-chan were more pumped up than they'd ever been. Yeah, one's gonna pop up today. Without a doubt, there'll be casualties. It seems that somehow Keiichi-san and I are the only ones left. What do you think? Should we not have our match during the opening round? Might as well. I need to warm up before I can really kick it into gear. My spinal column shuddered like it had been struck by a jolt of lightning and like a pillar of ice was being jammed into it, began to freeze. That is one way to describe that. Yes. I could almost see the flames backlighting Satoko with their intensity. Even then, while Satoko was displaying a normal smile, it was cold and inhuman, almost as if it were a plastic mask. Heh. You must really want to eliminate me in the opening round. You can't hide that murderous intent. Oh, that's too bad. You're being uncharacteristically cautious today, Keiichi-san. Ho, ho, ho. Without a doubt, it was a trap. It's a trap. I don't know what she had up her sleeve, but if I fought with Satoko during the opening round, my loss would be more certain than if I went against Mion. A pitch-black miasma permeated the inside of the store. Yes. Did they all want to win that 50,000 yen prize that much? I mean, that's a lot of money. And your kids, so... No, that's not right. The only ones competing for the prize money were the casual participants. Goddamn casuals. I was different. I had mistaken this as just a way to fool around on a normal Sunday. It didn't matter when it was or where it was or who our opponents were. In our club, the goal is always the very top of the mountain. An intense flame that no strong winds could extinguish, hot enough to melt any steel, began to burn inside me. The fuse had been lit on this unprecedentedly intense club battle. Wow, that's a word. It was then that the owner of the store told Mion in a lackadaisical voice that it was about time to begin. Is everybody ready? Listen close now. Mion began with the formalities, standing in for the owner, and explained the rules of today's tournament. You're only playing to win. There is no second or third place. That's the same rule as our club. There were 15 people participating. We would split up into 5 groups via a draw, and each group would have one winner. Each winner in the first stage would advance to the next in order to compete in the final. Now, as for how each group will compete, each table can decide to play whatever they want. As long as the game is here in the shop, anything goes. Already in club mode DEFCON 1, I didn't let the small gap in the rules go unnoticed. Mion, can I ask a question? Won't everybody push to play a game they're good at and not be able to agree on which one? Oh, that's right. If we can't decide, we can't start. The spectators also nodded along. It was only natural. There wasn't anybody who would simply cede to their opponent's suggestion. I'd prefer if you were all good sports and managed to come to a decision on your own, but if it comes to a stalemate, should we have the store's owner decide for you? It was an event at a toy store, after all. You'd expect the owner to referee. After that, Mion's rundown continued. It ended with the rule that any losing participants would have to buy the game they lost at. Nice. A rather nice proposition for the store. That's actually really well run. First, we used a draw to split into 5 groups. Everybody lined up single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. It was my turn. Alright, time to draw. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush 'em. At that moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eye. It begins. Of course, I'm sure you already know, but club members will have a separate penalty game than the casual participants. The casuals. Like goddamn casuals. Eh? I thought as much. What's the gist of it? The winner gets to give the losers 1 order each. Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. Damn you, Mion. Was she really planning on parading me around Hinamizawa in cat ears and a banana hammock with a tail attached or something? I'm sorry, but that is the most horrifying image. The real horror. No, thank you. The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't going to let me off that easy. On top of that, this time, it wasn't just the person who finished last that'd have to submit to the penalty game. The losers get 1 order each. In other words, even if you don't finish last, you still have to do a penalty game. That'd be the case. What about if there's no winner? Like, if all the club members drop out midway through? Ahahaha. Kei-chan, are you alright in the head? What? The look in Mion's eye became that of a lion baring its fangs. How exactly are the elite members of our club going to lose to some mewling newborns? Kei-chan, don't embarrass me by getting eliminated in the first round. Even so, I didn't feel threatened. Look at her face. She's so sassy. The more into it my opponent was, the stronger I would become. I love sassy Mion. The eyes. You just wait and see. I won't sit here and be bullied by you, Mion. I'll show you. We shall meet in the finals. Oh, that's great. The results of the draw were enough to make you cry conspiracy. All the members of the club were nicely divvied up amongst the 5 tables, of course. How did this happen when the draw was that random? The thought that I was already caught in Mion's puppet strings made me feel uneasy. That was fine though, this is fine. I'll crush all your petty tricks. Now, where were my opponents? Everybody was headed to the table corresponding to the number on their ticket. The competition at my table was these 2, They look younger than me. Huh? Aren't you 2 classmates of mine? Oh, hi. Oh, hi there. I'm Tomita. This is Okamura. Okamura-kun greeted me by nodding his head. So, my opening round was to be against my juniors from school. Just saying, but it seemed like a pretty easy matchup. Lucky. Time to destroy them without mercy. Alright then, everybody. Please decide on your games and start. With Mion's declaration, the inside of the store suddenly became lively. Everybody was yelling their favorite games at each other, trying to gain an advantage before they started. Even my 2 classmates, who seemed taciturn at first glance, began to fiercely insist on their own games as soon as the signal was given. Of course, I would kick those suggestions aside. There was absolutely no reason to pick a game your opponent was good at. Sorry, they're all games I don't know. Could you pick something a little more well known? Of course, they didn't agree to the games I suggested either. I could only smirk bitterly. Naturally, after 5 minutes, this table still couldn't agree on a game. Obeying the rules, we asked the store owner to decide on a game. Clearing his throat, the shop owner brought over a board game from the back of the store. It was a game called Billionaire. Quite the vintage we have here. Come to think of it, if you lose, you have to buy this game. That damned shop owner. Was he using this competition to get rid of all the games he couldn't sell? Nice. I know this one. You guys do too, right? Spin the wheel and head to the goal. Whoever has the most money after we liquidate our assets is the winner. The two nodded in agreement, and finally the game was underway. In that time, I already had a feeling of impending crisis. I wouldn't realize why until the game progressed a bit. Alright, first episode, we're going to end this one here. And an interesting start. Again, I do know this story. I've obviously watched all of Higurashi, the anime at least, and I've read many of the books. But this is my first time with the games. Still, let's find out what happens in this very interesting game and who's going to get all the penalties next time. I'll see you guys next week. See ya.